Welcome to the Visualize Meditations podcast, hosted by your friend Sasha Patil, a Chopra certified meditation teacher. The first step to creating the life of your dreams is to create a clear and compelling vision for what you want for the future. I'll be guiding you on visualization meditation so you can get clear on your deepest desires. Let's get started so you can turn your vision into a reality. Hello. Welcome back to the Visualize Meditations podcast. It's your gal pal Sasha. I'm here. Let me paint the picture for you. If you're not watching on video because the video is fucking epic, I am currently in Sydney, sitting in front of the Harbour Bridge, and I have the famous Sydney Opera House behind me. And I have one day in Sydney, or kind of like an afternoon, half a day in Sydney to wander around by myself. It's the first time I've kind of been by myself for about 2 weeks. So much to talk about, so many updates. It's actually insane. Right now, I'm about to head off to see a friend 2 hours north. I have about two more weeks in Australia. I've been here 2 weeks and it's been a freaking whirlwind. So here's a recap of what I've been getting up to. I landed in Sydney right before the new year. I spent some time with some family friends of my dad's, which was really so wholesome, and I saw some really cool spots. I hung out at the same spot for New Year's where I saw the fireworks in Sydney, which I didn't think anything could top New York fireworks, but they fucking did, and it was insane. What else? The next day I climbed the Harbour Bridge and I went to the Tower Eye, and I had my first sip of alcohol I had my first sip of alcohol in a year. I have not had a single sip of alcohol for an entire year, and of course I had to start the year off with a glass of Dom Perignon. Obviously, there is no other way to do that. Oh my god, there's a child chasing around a bird. Oh, that's like actually my worst nightmare. Okay, regardless. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys are going to end up seeing this behind me. I hope you actually don't. I hope this kid keeps this bird away. Regardless. Went to the Tower Eye, explored around, went bar hopping, just like hung out. What else? Honestly, it was jam-packed. The next day, we went to Manly Beach, and I learned how to surf with one of my close friends, Heather. She actually taught me to surf, and I still think there's more surfing in me. Like, I still want to be, like, better at it. I stood up one time, which I think success for my first round, but learning how to surf was a huge goal of mine, and I was so happy that I was able to do it, and so happy that a friend was able to teach me. I've been interviewing my hosts along the way. I've been recording snippets along the way, which has been really cool, and I'm so excited to release those. Hit the beach, went surfing, which was like a huge goal, went bar hopping, just like hung out, met a lot of cool people. After that, flew to Perth and went road tripping with my friends. We hung out in Perth for a day, explored around Perth. We went road tripping to like more southern Australia and saw some epic stuff. It was like back to back incredible things. We like went to the beach and pet rays. We went to the zoo and pet kangaroos and like saw koalas and all of that stuff, and just like every single stop was incredible, like chocolate factories and lookout points and lighthouses, and we saw oceans collide, literally. Like, how freaking cool. We stayed in an epic Airbnb. My friends were so great in planning that whole itinerary for me. Like, I didn't have to worry about a single thing while I was with them, which for me is really challenging. Typically, I'm the one who plans everything and I'm the one who takes care of everything. But for the first time, I could sit back and be like, oh, someone else is taking care of the plans. And they did such a great job. And it was such a lesson for me to learn how to let go of control and to let someone else take charge and to sit back and allow someone else to take care of me. Same thing with like the whole cooking. Like, I don't like cooking. It's not something I've ever liked. And I was with my friends and they all loved cooking and I love cleaning. So it just worked out so great that like they could cook meals and I could clean, and I just felt so loved and taken care of, like having someone prepare food for me, which I know is small, but I'm learning a lot of lessons of just like learning how to release control, learning that I don't need to plan everything, learning that I don't need to sweat the small stuff. Everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. I had some crazy experiences during this road trip, things that I cannot share publicly at all. So yeah, road tripped around Perth and then ended up taking a flight to Cairns, worked a little bit, finally had a day to work. Listen, because I'm a digital nomad, I've been working in these like little in-between points. So whenever I can fit in time, I have my laptop, I pull it out, I get some shit done. My 9-to-5 job, the work always gets done, because without them, I would not be able to do what I'm doing right now. So I always prioritize that work. The podcast work is falling off a bit. I'm still recording. So I have so much content recorded. I have so much freaking content recorded, but it's finding the time or making the time to put it all together and post it, which is where I'm really struggling. So I need to learn to delegate to AI, and if that doesn't alleviate enough of my workload, to delegate to another human being and actually expand my business and hire my first team member. That's kind of where I've been really challenged and struggling. I'm also feeling really challenged and struggling with keeping up with these grounding habits I want to have, and these like healthy habits I want to have. Like I thought after a year not drinking alcohol, I would only drink like once a month. But since the new year, I've been drinking a good amount, and I didn't really want to do that. But the people I've been with, they've been on vacation mode, and I've just kind of fallen into it. I haven't really I thought I was going to be like, okay, I'm going to meditate every single day of 2025. And I fell off of that habit real fast. Like, I've been meditating here and there, but not every single day. Same thing with flossing. Same thing with just like other goals. I've been so present in my travels, and I've been so present with the people that I've been with, that I just haven't made the time to keep up with these habits I really want to have for myself. So that's kind of the challenge I've been having with this whole thing so far, is that I'm enjoying myself so much, and I love being present with the people I'm with. Like, how often in my life am I going to be able to visit every single one of my loved ones all over the world? And I want to be present with them. Like, I really want to enjoy, but sometimes like that means sacrificing these other things that are important to me. So I'm still trying to figure out that balance between maintaining habits that are really healthy and will push me forward, and also being present in my travels and finding that balance between the two. So that's something I've been really challenged with. I'm going to go back to the recap. So I flew to Cairns. I had a day of like hardcore work with the podcast, with everything, which was incredible. Went out with a bunch of people that I met, and then the next day I did more work, and I was actually a little hungover, to be honest with you. So like I didn't get a ton done, but I did get the 9 to 5 stuff done. Always. And then I did a snorkel in Cairns. I saw some freaking epic sea turtles. I saw so many cool fish. Went out to the Great Barrier Reef, did a snorkel there, met some really cool people, and then took a Uber over to Port Douglas. The next day did a dive in Port Douglas. I did my first ever scuba dive in Port Douglas, and I've never been scuba diving before. I did 2 dives. I did one in the morning, one in the afternoon. The first time, it was just so psychologically overwhelming. Like, oh my God, I'm freaking underwater. How the hell do I breathe? Like, I have to breathe. There's so much gear on you, and it's just like really overwhelming to be under, and like understanding you're in a whole other planet, a whole other universe, and like just remembering to like stay alive, basically. But the second dive was way cooler. Apparently there were sharks. I may have missed them, but I did get some footage of some really cool stuff, so I'll definitely be posting that. But there were sharks, there were really cool fish, there were really cool things, and it's like how epic to do my first scuba dive in the Great Barrier Reef. It's incredible. It's like pinch me moment. It's so amazing. So hung out in Port Douglas, took the shuttle back to Cairns, and just like hung out at the hotel. Like I have barely been sleeping since I've gotten here. I've gotten like an average of like 3 to 6 hours a night, and as an 8-hour girly, it's been tough. It's been really tough. I'm like a girl who's been go to bed at 10, wake up at like 7, and since being on this trip, it's been go, and I haven't stopped. So it's been really challenging maintaining sleep, and my Oura Ring is so mad at me. It's like, girl, rest, and I'm like, I can't, I have to keep going. So that's also been really challenging, is managing the sleep and my health. That's the other thing. Have not worked out in 2 weeks. Have been eating not so great, because everyone I'm with is also kind of on vacation mode. So like I'm not really eating super healthy. I'm not making the healthiest choices. I did have kangaroo and crocodile and barramundi, which was freaking amazing. So incredible. I did not expect to like kangaroo as much as I did, but it was delicious. So that's kind of the recap of where I've been at for the last 2 weeks. Another thing I'm feeling really challenged with is figuring out the boundaries of what I want to share and what I don't want to share, because I recorded a clip a couple of days ago and I shared a recap on there, but then there were some details that I added that after I recorded, I realized, oh, I don't know if I want to share that publicly, because if I share the context of what's happened on the podcast, I won't be able to really share the photo content. And if I share the photo content, I don't really want to share the details on the podcast, which I know is like kind of weird. And I think maybe at a later date I will, but for right now I'm still figuring out the boundaries between what I want to keep private and what I want to keep public. But all I will say is that there have been lovers. There is a roster building, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to go into detail. Maybe in the future I will, but we'll hold that story time for another time. But just know that, like, the love potion I give people is freaking strong, man. I don't know what I put in that thing. Maybe, like, my proportions are off. Maybe it's, like, instead of a teaspoon of the love potion, I'm putting in, like, a cup, because why is everyone falling in love with me? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, that's something I've also been challenged with. So I've been sharing, like, obviously the challenges I've been feeling about this whole thing, which, you know, like keeping up with the habits, figuring out the boundaries between what I want to share and what I don't want to share, keeping up with all of the work, figuring out, like, okay, how do I delegate to AI? How do I delegate to a team member? Like, what's the best workflow for me? Like, while in my digital nomad year, what are the habits that are going to ground me? How do I stick to them? Finding this balance between having so much fun and growing so much, and then also really putting in the work and really making sure shit happens. And I am doing the bare minimum of making sure that my 9-to-5 job and my 9-to-5 work have always been prioritized and always gets taken care of. It's more just like the side hustles, the podcasts, the businesses, like that can fall off. So I'm still trying to figure all of that out. But as far as, like, lessons learned, obviously I just said, like, I'm learning to go with the flow. I'm learning to not sweat the small stuff. I'm learning how to be really, really present in what I'm doing. I'm knowing that, like, you know, as an adult, the to-do list really never ends. It's just learning how to be like, okay, what is the most time sensitive that needs to happen right now, and what can wait, and what is such self-imposed, like, strict self-imposed deadlines that I'm stressing myself out for no reason when I'm the only one that's waiting, like, that's knows that like stuff is going to happen. So I'm figuring out the boundaries between that and, like, learning how to put less pressure on myself to have everything perfect and everything done in the timelines that I needed to be done. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to release control of having everything planned all the time. I'm learning how to just surrender to the experience of what this year has to offer, because, you know, it's been challenging. You know, things have come up and experiences have come up, and I've been like, oh, well, what if this is limiting my growth? What if this is gonna stop me from doing what I want to do this year? And I'm like, I'm gonna grow through any fucking experience I have this year, so might as well just say yes to life and surrender to the experience of what this year and what this life has to offer, because it's truly a unique position and a unique opportunity. And obviously, like, travel comes with stress and learning how to manage that stress. And honestly, I haven't felt this stress-free and this happy in a long time. Like, learning how to just release and let go and go with the flow, like, it's something I think I've really lacked, and I didn't realize how much I was lacking it until I actually had to. Like, this experience has forced me to let go and forced me to surrender, and I didn't realize, like, how happy I would be to just, like, let it go. Like, you know, I've been in transit so many days. Like, in the last 2 weeks, I've only been in one place for 3 nights at a time, and that only happened twice. It happened in Sydney when I first got here, and it happened in when we were road tripping outside of Perth. So in those situations, I was able to unpack, and I'm someone who loves to unpack. I love to get organized. I love my home space to feel like happy and taken care of and organized. And I've been in a situation where I've been in transit pretty much every night. Like, okay, so, like, more than half of the time I've been here, I've been in transit. Like, I've only been staying in one place at a time, like, every night. And learning how to live out of a super, super, super tiny suitcase, and just, like, exist with barely anything is a challenge in itself. And, like, learning how to be okay. It's like, okay, the room's freaking messy, and I'm gonna learn how to you know, make sure it's all packed up by tomorrow, and, like, that's fine. Like, it'll take me 10 minutes. Like, it doesn't have to all be done right now. And, like, learning how to do that too. So it's been a lot of lessons, and honestly, like, I feel like I'm really growing through the experience, and I'm really happy that I'm taking the chance and the opportunity to sit down and really reflect. As far as how I'm doing emotionally, I'm feeling really, really happy. I'm feeling so happy. I'm feeling really grounded. I'm feeling really centered. I'm feeling, like, so grateful. Like, I'm sitting here in front of the Harbour Bridge, and the Sydney Opera House is freaking behind me, and I'm here. I'm in freaking Australia. I'm in Sydney. I'm wandering around. I'm just being present. I don't even have music in my ears. I'm just, like, walking around and looking at buildings and the sky and people and just enjoying the moment, being present in the moment, and like learning how to be present in my own fucking life instead of worrying about what I have to do and the next thing that needs to get done and where I need to go next and what I need to do next and blah blah blah. Like actually taking the time to pause and stop and just be present in my life. And it's been a really wonderful opportunity, and I'm having all of these pinch me moments. I'm having all these bucket list moments. I'm trying all these new things, experiencing all these new things, really connecting with loved ones, seeing loved ones across the world I have never gotten a chance to visit. I mean, like, I get to come and visit all my loved ones in Australia. I've only ever seen them in the States or met them somewhere in like a third place. Like, I've never gotten the chance to just like come and visit people and really love on all of my loved ones. So it's been really awesome, and I feel really happy. I feel really excited, and it's just like even my next like set of travels, like there's still stuff I have to sort out. Like I'm not going to share where I'm going next because I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm going somewhere after this, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing in this country. Like I have some ideas, but I don't really have like a whole list of, oh, these are the activities I want to do, and like I don't really know a ton. I know one person there that I'll be staying with, like a very close family friend but like I don't know what else I'm going to be doing there. And it's like, you know, that really, before this trip, that was really stressing me out. And now I'm just like, I'll figure it out. It's fine. Everything's cool. Like I have some ideas about what I want to do, but I don't have to do everything, and that's okay. And I don't know if you guys find this entertaining, or if you care that I'm just shooting the shit and saying whatever the fuck I want, but regardless, it's a really, really awesome experience. Also, if you guys have suggestions about like places to go, things to do, things to see, if you guys are in any country and like want to hang, you let me know. I will be sharing. I don't know if that's going to be out by the time this podcast is out, but I will be sharing my experiences in kind of like a vlog style on my social media. But again, it's like that is one thing I've taken off of my like immediate to-do list, because it's not as time sensitive as other stuff. So right now I have ridiculous amounts of content. I have a ridiculous amount of content. I've been in this country for 2 weeks, 15 days. I've been in this country for 15 days, and I have so much freaking content, and I have not put a single thing together. So that'll be coming soon if it's not out already. And I know I keep saying that, but y'all just got to be patient with me and wait for that AI game to be stepped up, or wait for me to hire a team member, or just give me some time to like actually sort through everything. So yeah, this digital nomading is really cool, and I'm having so much fun, and I'm really, really excited. Like I'm only 2 weeks into this year, and it's already incredible. So I'm freaking stoked. So what's my plan for the rest of the day? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be present in the moment and really soak this up, because I mean, look at this behind me. Are you freaking kidding? I'm gonna be present, and I'm gonna head back to the hotel where they're storing my bags, and then I'm gonna hop a train and go see a really, really, really close friend. I'll be seeing a really close friend, staying with them. After that, I'll be staying with another really close friend. After that, I'll be by myself, and then after that, I'll be with another really close friend. So, but today I'm gonna hop a train, go hang out with a pal that I haven't, and really just enjoy my time and be present with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this solo series episode. I should definitely get the video podcast going, because I know I keep talking about like, oh, look what's behind me, but if you're listening to this and not watching this, like you can't really see that. But if you want to see what's happening, first of all, check out social media, and second of all, I will definitely look into doing video content and making sure that's posted everywhere. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. If you guys have any feedback for this podcast too, let me know. The interviews that are going to be coming out are really, really awesome. I'm so excited about some of them, and there are some that I've recorded and I will be keeping private because they are a little too juicy. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this solo episode. I really hope you are enjoying this series. I hope you're loving it as much as I am, and I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast. Please follow, subscribe, leave a review, all of the good things. If you want to connect more, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Living Your Vision. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, create the life of your dreams, and we will see you next week.